problem with a lot of this is, in my opinion, the Democratic brand has been destroyed. The Democrats have really ruined their brand. If you're someone that you're sitting back and you pay attention to politics, there's a lot of people out here that just listen to politics passing. And if you're just listening to it pass, hey, thank you. I'm not going to go too heavy on it. Like, subscribe, follow. I love listening and watching politics because I like politicians going back and forth. To me, is very competitive. I like seeing that competitive spirit. I love seeing when they come up with new ways to market and present themselves to people. And we knew your Joker was like Clarence Thomas smoke, not Clarence Thomas. You were smoking, trees in the back, or not even trees, smoking crack in the back. Remember that? Remember that mayor of D.C. that got taken out? Well, he got arrested for smoking crack. They caught him in a hotel room with, I think it was 2 or 3 prostitutes. He got reelected again. How does that work? Only in freaking America. That's what I keep saying. And only if you were dealing with the Democratic Party. He was a Democratic candidate. What is the guy's name? Ooh. Leave a comment if you remember his name. I want to make sure. But either way, in my opinion, the brand for the Democrats, it needs some work. Y'all really need some work. Y'all losing people.
This Democrat says that they will be moving to a red state and will be voting blue. People like this are such idiots. I'm sure they're leaving their blue state because of the high price of houses, the high crime rates, and the high taxes, yet they want to come to a red state and bring their stupid policies along with it. Here's the thing, Democrats, Biden voters, leftists, or whatever you call yourselves, you need to lay in your own mess. We don't want you here.
His name was Marion Barry. Mayor Marion Barry. Please, if you're coming to the South, if you're coming specifically to Atlanta, you can stay in the city of Atlanta. And if you stay in the city of Atlanta, that's great. Just realize it's better outside of the city of Atlanta. And I'm just letting you know, in the suburbs, outside of 285, it's probably a little bit more cheaper. You get a whole lot more. But if you decide to come outside of the city, you're going to more than likely be in a red county because Fulton County, which sits right in the smack middle of Georgia, is the largest county, is the blue county anchor for Georgia. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't come into my county and try to make us what blue. We don't take nice to that. Trust
Hello, everybody. So I just got back from my trip to Florida. I was visiting my dad. He moved to Florida because he wanted to get away from New Mexico. He does not like the governor here. Her name is Michelle Lujan Grisham, and she is kind of useless. When my dad moved to Florida, I was pissed because I was like, you just wanted to be in a red state and you just wanted to get away from the Democrats here, which is exactly why he moved. Now I see why. I completely understand why he did that. Living in New Mexico is a lot. New Mexico used to be so awesome. It used to be so beautiful here. We have the mountains, we have the sunsets. It used to be really nice here. Now there's a lot of crime, there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of homelessness here. In New Mexico, when you are driving around anywhere, there's a homeless person on every street corner asking for money. It is really scary just walking around. You have to look over your shoulder, especially as a woman. I mean, it's kind of like that everywhere as a woman, but in New Mexico, it is bad. Crime here has gotten so bad, and the homelessness here has gotten so bad, and the drugs here have gotten so bad. And the governor and the mayor, they're doing nothing. The mayor spent tons and tons of money on getting a bus route that ended up being a waste of money because it doesn't even work, instead of spending money where it can be useful. So then when I go to Florida, I see no homeless people on the side of the street asking for money. I was in Clearwater.
It just depends on where you're at.
It was beautiful. There was no trash all over the place. It wasn't dirty. I felt very safe walking around. Everybody was really, really happy. Whereas in New Mexico, you just have a bunch of rude people. Everyone here has an attitude and nobody knows how to drive. There's construction in New Mexico going on all of the time that lasts forever on the roads. In Florida, it was a lot different. It was like night and day. It was really interesting to see the comparison between the blue state that I live in and the red state that I used to hate. And
Oh, yeah, there is a big difference between them.
To all of you that currently lives in a red state and is considering moving to a blue state or area, specifically the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, don't do not, because baby, everything that glitters ain't gold. Adulting in the DMV is ghetto as hell. I do not recommend. First of all, the cost of living here is higher than a giraffe's ass. The average rent started like $1,600, and that might not even be a 1-bedroom. It most likely gonna be an efficiency in a pew area. The average price to buy a renovated attached house in Baltimore is like $250.
I never understood how you guys are able to pay that much to live so close to somebody right next to you. I mean, for real, like my house, I gotta have neighbors that are like distant from me. You know, I just can't do it. So I don't get how you guys are able to do it, and then you got these high prices. You paying so much for so little, and then they just keep raising the property taxes up on you, raising the property taxes up on you. I mean, you just committed to it, I guess, right? You just love the area. I mean, tell me, why do you stay in the DMV or up north? I used to live up in Philly, and the reason we left, we definitely came down here for to the south for better advantages, for more advantages. But I used to hate just going out the door and seeing my neighbor right next to me. I'm like, damn, Mom, can we freaking do something?
In DC, renovated, attached, go run you between $500,000 and $700,000. Let's talk about traffic. You would never, ever hear anybody in the DMV say, "Let me go ahead and head out so I could beat traffic." Ain't no beating it. It's always traffic. Always.
It's always traffic in Atlanta too. Don't get that twisted. Okay.
I can do for you is suggest you stay away from them VA drivers. Don't even get me started on the ticket. If you breathe wrong while driving in the DMV, you're getting a ticket, and all the tickets here has 3 digits.
Shoot. 3 digits? For real? Is that true? 3 digits? Like, they not ticking, you don't get a like $50 or $75 ticket? 3 digits? Oh, y'all crazy.
For almost 5 decades, I have been a liberal Democrat. Okay. I had raised my children to be Democrats and believe in the Democratic Party, all of that. And it took for this last election for me to have to sit down and do some real research and find out, like, who am I truly going to vote for and why? And it wasn't until a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, that I realized they've been lying to us this whole time. We've been getting screwed this whole time. And the devastation that I felt, I cannot put into words. It was as if I was in a marriage with someone for 30 plus years. And I come to find out that they don't even love me. They got a whole new family of immigrants that they care about more. And they're only using me for my money. I am their slave. And if I choose to leave them and go over here to these red folks, then they're going to try to make my life a living hell.
Or they're going to tell you that all the red folks on the side are they're fascist, or they're racist, or they don't like folks that look like you. They don't care for people that look like you. They'll give you all these different reasons why you shouldn't do it. Why you shouldn't do it. Why you need to stay with the crew, with the clique. That's why. And it's fear-based. It's all fear-based and confusion. And if you have no idea what you're doing, and you don't take the time to study the difference between the two parties, what they believe at their roots, and you just go off of identity politics because you like Barack Obama, you like Kamala, or you like your mayor that's there, you'll never find out that there are people that may not necessarily look like you all the time that actually want better for that community than you do, and can show you through some of their policies how to actually better the community. And there's a lot of them out there. And you don't know until you actually move into an area that's predominantly conservative or red, and then you start interacting. And if you're fortunate, you'll go to some things that you're downtown in your local municipal area. But if you get a chance and get out and actually see what your candidates are for the Republican side, you may find out that some of their values pretty much align to your values.
Being a Democrat is like being in a very toxic and abusive relationship. And I just pray that more and more of my people get out of that toxic and abusive relationship and conform to the true conservative values that you were raised with. We were raised with these values. Man and woman should be married. You don't just go out here and keep on getting pregnant by everybody just because you can kill them. Your body is sacred. You love and
I'm gonna tell you that's not really a. People make that religious statement. They make that statement, which is more of a moral argument, and opposed to a what would you say, a legislative argument or something having to do with bills or policies or anything like that. This is the mindset behind being a conservative. Largely, you don't want to promote that type of behavior. I'm not going to tell you that there ain't conservatives out there promoting that type of behavior or just being like that. But more or less, it's more taking responsibility for yourself, for your individual development, and not playing identity politics, not being a victim to the whole thing on a collective note, saying that they're targeting your color specifically. It may be some of the issues that you face could be because of the way you present yourself. Now, that's a little bit deeper than people want to know. But
you worship God and you respect the house of the Lord. We all know that. All of these things, family first, family, God, faith, all that's first. All of these things were taught to us as we were being raised in regards to who raised us or how we were being raised. This is what has been bred into us. So for the Democratic Party to try to make us accept all this other nonsense, like kids being able to transition and taking the Bible out of the prayer out of schools and all of this nonsense, you got to take the jab if you want to work. No, we were not raised like that. That is not part of who we are. If we truly want to return to who we are, you got to get over there with them conservatives because that's where it's at. That's who we truly are. And they love us over there.
They know that if your environment,
you're a Democrat, I'm gonna tell you.
They know that if your environment or you as an individual improve your family, improve your family's financial situation, improve your family's legacy, perspective, mindset, where you're taking more responsibility for the actions of you and for your family. They know that means it will create a better community, and that means people will actually focus more on their home, bettering their children, and less on pointing the finger at what's broken and saying that it needs to fix me or it's responsible for where I'm at. And that's the biggest thing about the party. I mean, a lot of people say it, but that is the biggest thing. And I don't really consider myself part of the Republican Party, even though I've been at one or two of Republican events. I'm not going to lie. You do have more, where I live, you have more white Republicans. But I've never had them treat me in any weird way. Like, hey, man, yeah, thank you. Who you voting for? Oh, yeah, you are? Okay, great, brother. And then they'll shake your hand, and then they'll give you some information. They'll probably invite you to something that they may have at their local parties. All of them have headquarters in local cities and stuff like that they do events and stuff. But it's good to get out there and just to meet something different or people different than what you're normally around. You'll be amazed. I tell people don't always look like you that will benefit you, that are really going to care for, that are really going to do or say things to promote you and promote your brand. And it takes some people by surprise. It took me partially by surprise a little bit, but I expected it. I was looking for them just to be people, and that's what they were. They were just regular people. You know,
The worst thing that you could do right now, speak for that goddamn party. Okay? That party's brand is in such disarray. They have no ideology. The people that are actually governing, like the Josh Shapiro's, the Gretchen Whitners, the Wes Moores, y'all stay in y'all states and keep governing and doing the work.
That's it.
Distance yourself from all of that shit that's going on in D.C. Distance yourself from the party and speak for you.
That's it.
That's what I love what Josh Shapiro was doing on Friday.
Yo.
He didn't speak for the party. He was like, let me tell you what I did.
Yeah.
In
For my
Pennsylvania.
people.
Yes.
And then what will happen is we'll see you doing that for your people, and then we'll start going, I wouldn't mind if he did that for me.
Listen, I think, first of all, I like Josh Shapiro a lot. I think he would be a great candidate for 2028, but this is my only problem. My only problem with the Democratic Party is that even the people that are good, the brand of being a Democrat is so bad.
Yeah, you got to rebrand that.
This shit.
Hey, I don't think he lying at all. Like, I wouldn't be court dead. Like, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it. And some people, they pretty light with that, but I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the Democratic Party thing. It ran its course, and I'm totally done with